There's not a microphone up here. He's got it over here. Not put it up here. Oh, yeah, it's tape recorder. Is it running? Yeah.
All right, good morning, everyone. It is 9 a.m. We'll call the meeting of the Codington County Board of Commissioners to order. Today is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll have Commissioner McElhaney lead us.
I to something like the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call for public comment may be submitted in person or by telephone by calling 605-882-6248 or 605-882-6297. Commissioners, any conflict of interest items this morning?
No.
Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 4, and this is action to approve the June 23rd agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Gable, second by McElhaney. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5 is action to approve the June 16th minutes.
So move.
Second it.
Motion by Johnson, second by Commissioner Schwer. Any discussion on that? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6 is opening of bids for County Roads 10 and 7 restoration projects and possible action to award that bid. So, those folks up here.
More
All right.
Good morning. Turn your microphones on, please.
paper to keep track of or write down if interested in doing such.
How many bids do we have? 2. Okay.
Oh, you do have 2, huh?
Yes.
As was mentioned, this is opening bids for County Roads 10 and 7 resurfacing. We did receive 2 bids, one from Bituminous Paving, Inc. out of Ortonville, Minnesota, and the second one from Dunick, Inc. out of Princeburg, Minnesota. And I did bring Waylon Blasius with me today, our banner engineer.
Morning.
Once we
Morning.
open these, if we could step out for a few minutes and review those and come back at the end of the
Yep,
meeting.
that would be fine.
And our first bid is from Bituminous. Whoops, we do have the bid bonds. Their bid comes in at $1,940,299. Again, that's $1,940,299. Second bid coming in from Dunick. We do have a bid bond with them. Their total bid comes in at $1,405,838.60. Again, that is $1,405,838.60.
Okay, thank you. If you want to step out and review those and then come back in and let us know when you're ready.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. Move on to item number 7, and this is discussion possible action to approve the timekeeping system with ADP. Commissioner McElhaney?
Yeah, so we have Brent and Sheriff Brad Howell and Brent Sohn from the sheriff's office. Brent was kind of the chairman of the board, if you will, and looking into this. The reason it's stated on the agenda as a timekeeping, how do you say it? Timekeeping system. If you remember, last year was the year we were planning on moving forward. And we went with a timekeeping system that did not work out. And after that, we put together a plan to look at some more companies, and we looked at ADP and Timelocity or Paylocity. And so we have a proposal from ADP here today, and so I think Brett can
Okay.
take
One of the
it.
ways we kind of came up with that, there was a small group of county employees, Brent was involved with it. The auditor's office has been involved, our HR department, and there's been a couple commissioners on that team that have been kind of reviewing and going over a couple different vendors as they go forward here. So, Brent, I know there's someone that's gonna be on the phone, right? If we need to, or they.
Yeah.
Three
Three other people on Zoom, so.
Oh, you got them on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of try to find something that would work for the sheriff's office, since we have such a difficult, I guess, way to punch our time with call-ins and shift differential and all the things that their union contract allows them to get. I was really impressed with ADP, their responsiveness to me, going out and doing some, checking it with other people that have ADP. They all really like it. I spoke with Brookings, the city of Brookings. Like any system, there's gonna be small things that are gonna be difficult and little hiccup here and there, but nothing that they have found that they couldn't work through and work around. And ADP was very responsive to them as well. They still are, and that's what the city is using currently for Brookings. Based on my findings and everything that I've seen from ADP, I thought that they would probably be the best one to go with. If the county chooses to implement something, that would be my recommendation.
Commissioner Gable?
So the scope of work here on the services agreement goes beyond timekeeping, just so I know that was the focus of this whole effort was getting a timekeeping system going. But we also have payroll services, document cloud, and these other things. It does. I can elaborate further on some of that stuff too. So there is, with ADP, there is an onboarding portion too. So any new hires that you would bring or that you would bring into the county, it will actually go out and try to find applicants through HireClick and through those things, and try to help with the recruiting side of it, gather us more qualified applicants. It uses AI to kind of assist in determining, qualification levels for what we're after. It'll help us write job descriptions if there's things that we're missing. It'll help fill a lot of our gaps where the county doesn't even realize that we're missing, but we are. Employee personnel stuff, it has a whole module just dedicated to employee personnel, where you can do their reviews in there, you can make notes in there on employees. It will do all of that. It'll do all their onboarding. The AI portion of it will allow an employee to simply text or message an AI portion and change their dependents that they want to change on their W-2s at any time. It'll walk them through healthcare options that we provide and give to our employees. It'll walk them through those and to determine kind of what one best fits what they need. And so I thought that was an important piece, because all of us get that sheet every year where we got to pick 3 options and nobody really knows what they're picking. So that's kind of the HR side of it that's included in this price as well. This price would cover 2 years with 1 year free. That 1 year would be broke up and spread out amongst those 2 years. So I actually have a sheet I can pass around too that kind of outlines that.
I think we might have
I
that.
think we got that.
You have
Yeah.
this one?
I don't know if we have that one.
This one is from them as well, so I can hand that around too.
We shouldn't have that anyway.
Pass that around.
I got one for everyone, Troy.
Well,
I see you guys already have
Full
the
of paper
packets,
today,
so.
yeah. Okay.
Everybody's got enough paper.
We did have a meeting with them just yesterday afternoon, and what Brent is handing out is kind of like a spreadsheet of the breakdown of the pay, because it was kind of difficult to understand what they were explaining. So you can.
So the question that I would have, I guess, is you mentioned the HR component. We do have a part-time HR person in the county that does a lot of this, or so would this supplement her duties then?
I
Is that
believe
the
it would
plan?
be a good supplement to what she can provide. It's a tool that she can use as well. If you guys choose to continue on with an HR person, it's a module that the HR person can use to their advantage as well. You're still gonna need somebody to monitor that, to work in that system, to line things up, to there's a portion of that marks if somebody's been interviewed and pending interview, and we'll contact them and do things. You're gonna have to have somebody to monitor that as well, so.
What's I see ACA, I think American Corrections Association. I don't think that's what ACA is in this. What's essential ACA services on the scope of?
I think their representative is online too. We can chat with them as well if there's any questions on that side of it.
I can take that one.
Purple Care Act. That was on that break.
Thanks.
Do we have
Thank you. Good.
do we have a representative online from ADP this morning?
We do. It's a pleasure meeting you. My name is John Beam. I'm the Vice President of Major Accounts here at ADP.
Maybe try and unmute your mic if you can hear us, and try it again.
It is unmuted. Can you all hear me, Rachel?
Continue.
Hear you, John. Codington
Mr.
County, can you hear
McElhaney, do
us
you have
all right?
anything further to add?
So the reason you're seeing this here today is after yesterday's meeting, the proposed estimate that they provided for us is basically valid to the end of this month. As they explained, they run their fiscal year from July 1 to June 30th. So this was this offer basically is good till the end of the month. And then after that, it goes away and they'd have to make a new offer.
Goes down?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, and unfortunately our technology is not working, and
Good.
she could explain a lot better than I could.
Can you try now? We might have fixed the speaker problem if it was on our end.
Can you gentlemen hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Perfect. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. My name is John Beam. I'm the Vice President of Major Accounts here at ADP. Another question, one of the questions wanted to be addressed is, what does ACA stand for? That's the Affordable Care Act. So the 1095-C forms that need to be filled out and all the tracking that's included in this package.
Mr. Chair, one question I had us on the I think it's a paragraph 11.1 with the fees, where ADP would only, if there's in the event of a price increase, you'd only have to give us 30 days notice, but we'd have to give you notice 90 days that we're going to discontinue if we didn't like the price increase. So as a government entity with budgets and things, how does that work?
Yes. So first of all, it typically takes 90 days to make a change. So if for whatever reason you determined that you wanted to terminate the relationship or the partnership with ADP, it typically takes 90 days. The 30 days is kind of two separate entities. The 30 days is referring to, like all businesses, on an annual basis, our organization evaluates our pricing and whether or not it's competitive and where it is. I've been with ADP for about 18 years. It's typically in the 0 to 3% range is what I have seen from there, but that's evaluated only on an annual basis. That's where that, and we're required, according to the major accounts agreement, to give you 30 days notice if that was to occur.
So would you try to do it like about 90 days so we'd have more, so, be a bit more fair? So,
Well, if you look, it's pretty minimal expense if it was. So if you look at your, let's just, for example, say it was a 3% increase and you were to take that, I did the numbers with your attorney earlier today. You're looking at like a $70 increase over a month.
Sir, you and your staff have been in meetings with our team here. Are you confident that this program is going to be able to do what we're needing here in Codington County?
I know Rachel and Mike have been on it, and we also had technology experts as part of this. So, it's our responsibility to make sure that this checks the box on two sides of the things. One, that it makes good business sense, and then two, that makes to ensure it's a good technology fit as well. And that's why one of the things we take pride in is we do a discovery with every one of our organizations that are evaluating with us to ensure that we can have success and that this is going to meet your expectations, not only from a process standpoint, but from a tech standpoint.
To add on that, they have received our union contracts as well, and they had their team look into that, and they do believe that they can accommodate everything that our union contracts have all of the union contracts detail out.
Okay. What are we looking at for a build time on this or build out, go live date?
We actually, Rachel and I were kind of talking about that a little bit. We'd be looking about October 1st, and that's giving some extra time in there for, we'd have training for managers, training for employees. And then kind of gonna depend on how we want to break it down on our side of things, if we want the roles by department. But that was kind of the target date was that 10/1.
And that training is included in the contract.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay.
And that includes, I'm sorry to interrupt, that includes unlimited training. So if you had turnover within the organization, those folks get trained whether it's 6 months or 6 years down the road. There's no additional fees.
Right.
So one of the things I'd like to mention is apparently the company that we tried last year is the only one that didn't really do salary or payroll, because ADP does, and the other ones that we looked at, they all do it as well. So it's all tied together. And one of the biggest questions that came up was the system that we're using. And I guess I'm speaking kind of for the auditor since she's not here, but and Brent can do a better job explaining, but the system that we use, Ultra, they actually looked into, ADP actually went and did their research and looked into it and said, yes, they can make their system work with Ultra. So like a person doesn't have to cross enter everything and put it all together.
It formats the reports to correctly be entered in Ultra. Yep. So they're compatible.
Okay. The folks that are online, do you have any more comments that you'd like to make here this morning?
I just wanted to say it's been an absolute pleasure to work with your team through the evaluation. Brent's been very hands-on, so is Brenda, and have had the pleasure of learning quite a bit about you all. But based on everything that we've discussed and we've reviewed, it seems like everything's going to be a great fit for you all. And I'm here along the way for you. So.
Okay, thank you very much for being online, Sheriff.
As a board, have you guys all your questions answered? But working with Allison, our state attorney, when she was reading the contract, she had a couple of questions. I know she's been working with them to get those resolved and make sure that you guys have all your questions answered. And
I mean, just so we're all aware that I kind of like the idea of thinking about, essentially outsourcing payroll. I have a part-time job that uses ADP for payroll. It's pretty smooth.
from the employee perspective. So, just my own experience. So,
And our state's attorney did brief us this morning on that a little bit, a few of us, so. Okay, any more questions before we
I
take
just have
action?
one comment, Chair.
Go ahead.
It was said at least a couple times in the meeting that this ADP is not replacing anybody. It's enhancing our ability to do our job. So it's just another tool to help us do our job. So it isn't like we're putting this in our system to like eliminate something or anything. It's just to make it better.
Great, thank you
And
for
that's their
clarifying.
goal. I mean, to help. So, yep.
Great, good. All right, we'll look for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by McElhaney, second by Gable. Anybody opposed? Oh, any discussion? I'm sorry, I lost track of where I was at. Any discussion? All right. Opposed? All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There we go. Motion carries. Thank you.
Got that done.
Jeez, I got off track there. Sorry about that. Thank you, folks online. We appreciate your time this morning.
Wow.
Thank you.
I got it here. Sorry.
Oh, that was
You got a lot.
it's terrible. Wow.
Want to do my report or do you want to?
Yeah, let's take them quick so we can get
Okay.
them out of here and then we'll move you up, Sheriff. So we'll get Randy back up here. Gonna go back to item number 6. This is the bids.
Oh, God. Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you.
Need a traffic light.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
That's another discussion.
Waylon and Randy, good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning once
back.
Again, thank you. Again, this is opened up bids for resurfacing of County Roads 10 and 7. We received the 2 bids, one from Bituminous Paving and one from Dunick. We did go over the paperwork and wish to give the winning bid to Dunick out of Princeburg, Minnesota. The bid came in at $1,405,838.60. So I ask for approval to go ahead with that project.
Second it.
Motion by Gable, second by Schwer. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll word that to Dunick.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Sheriff, we'll get you back up here for your report now this morning.
Again.
Morning.
All right. Got a copy for everybody here. We'll get started on the first page there, the commissary monthly balance sheet for May of 26. The bank balance end of May 26 was $27,327.89. And at the time, there was $3,606.72 in the lobby ATM booking kiosk, for a grand total of $30,934.61. To break that down a little bit, of that $30,934.61, $7,517.13 resident balances, $5,344.38 was commissary items, tax that wasn't dispersed yet, and a fund balance of $18,073.10. Our grand total $30,934.61. And if you break that down a little bit on some of our commissary on the bottom there, there was a total commission of $2,499.50 that were made. Commissary commission was $1,668.45. Phone commission, $506.56. And kiosk commission, $324.49. Jump to the next page, the monthly balance sheet on our checking account. The bank balance end of May, $11,340.19. If you jump on down to the middle here, you can see that we collected $60 in fingerprint fees, $16 in copy fees, $7,131.38 in sheriff's fees, $3,118.31 in executions that were collected, and $125 warrant fees were collected, for a grand total of $10,450.69. Leaves our total back to the $889.50. Jump to the next page there. Sure, Lee will have this pulled up on the big screen here. You can go to the sheriff's office activity for the month of May. We We had 681 cases and calls for service. You can see summer is in full swing compared to the last few months here. It's definitely a lot busier for the guys. We had 8 accident reports that we completed, 57 warrants were served, 201 civil papers were served, and 3,813 transport miles for the month of May. And that was 21 people transported on a total of 14 trips. You can see we're doubling up as much as we can. We jump down to the middle there. We'll talk about some of the jail activity. Our average daily population for the month of May was 58.87. Our high ADP was 67, and that was on the first of the month. Our low ADP was 51, and that was on the 24th of the month. On the 24/7 program, we had 15 participants on the Scram bracelet, 11 on remote breath, 50 on the twice daily PBTs, and 53 on the twice weekly UAs, and 2 people on the sweat patch for a grand total of 131 participants on the 24/7 program this month. If you look, you see there was 206 bookings, which kind of averages out a little higher than a few months ago, but last month was just a little bit higher, but kind of on average around that 2 to 215. So if we jump on down to the bottom, you'll see on out of county contracts, $32,799.12. I'll explain that one a little bit. Work release fees, $2,880. 24/7 fees collected, $9,658. Probably wondering how our numbers jumped on our out of county contracts significantly like that. A lot of that was some changes in the state, been holding a lot more parolees and a lot more sentenced inmates that the prison is full. So we're holding a lot more state inmates at the time at $95 a day. That's the state rate that they're paying us right now. So you can see there's a significant jump in the money that's coming in there for holding these people for the state because of the state's capacity is full.
But those numbers are also, they're included in the average daily population.
They're
too.
also included in the
Yeah.
average daily. Yep. So any questions on that? Been a busy month. We completed our firearms for the law enforcement. Got our spring qualification and firearms completed for all the deputies and reserve deputies. And the jail, been working on our PPCT training, taser training, trying to get our spring trainings knocked out there. Summertime just gets to be a busy time with time off. On the jail project, jail staff and myself have been working on updating and working on new policies for the new jail. One of the main one we're working on is smoke evac, and we're going to move inmates, but so there's a lot of work that's going along with that. There's a new program a few months ago, a new software Guardian that we had approved for the detention center. That is, we're hoping to kick that off on Thursday here. We're having a Thursday meeting at 1:30 in the afternoon. They're going to come in and do a little initial training on how it's going to work and how we're going to be able to kind of get that out and going. Then they're going to get us our equipment. So that's coming along pretty good.
Sorry, Sheriff, just what does Guardian do exactly? It's not like
It's essentially going to replace our cell check system with newer. Basically, everybody, all the COs will have a cell phone. It's not a cell phone. It's a device that looks like a cell phone that'll be able to scan medications on MedPass. It'll be able to, when they're handing out commissary, they'll be able to take a picture and show that everybody got their commissary. They'll show that everybody got fed on this meal. And if someone refused it, they can document it. They can do it right there from their machine instead of having to run back to a computer that's shared. And also the cell checks, it'll go through and it'll scan the RFID tags on all the cells and show that they were there. And if there's anything that comes up, they can easily take a picture, document what happened. So it's going to be a good addition to being able to streamline and make it a little bit quicker and easier for our staff. So in summary, that's kind of a quick thing on the Guardian software that we've got going here. We had a deputy position. We filled that internally with a part-time corrections officer, recent Lake Area Tech graduate, Brandon Fieber, will be starting here on July 1st. So we're excited to bring him on board. So we're full staff with our deputies.
Good.
In sum, that's just a busy month. And any questions? All right. Oh, one more thing here. I started last month after we got our LPR contract going for our flock cameras. I've been trying to make sure that I bring up our audit report every month. For the month of May, there was 52,738 vehicle reads that were read. There was a total of 19 hits on that out of those 52,738 reads. From stolen plates, stolen vehicles, to outside agency hot lists, et cetera. There was 46 searches that were completed, and each one of those, like say during our audit process, aligns with one of our cases and calls for service. One of the kind of actually broke it down here, from destruction, vandalism, there was 14, motor vehicle theft stolen, there was 11 of those, stolen property, 6, hit and run, there was 5 searches done, fleeing vehicle, 5, wanted fugitive from justice, 2, counterfeiting, 1, and financial felony crime, 1, and then there was 1 test that was completed. So just being transparent and sharing numbers of what we're using the system for.
Very good. Thank you.
All right.
Any more questions, Commissioner?
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks.
Thank you, Brad.
Emergency Management, Andrew Delgado. Good morning.
Morning.
Andrew.
Yeah,
All yours.
kind of a little bit of a longer list this month, but Sherry and I, along with Wes, hosted the Leadership Watertown, I guess, class or whatever that they have signed up there out at Search and Rescue. Just kind of ran them through, you know, like showed them some of the equipment that we have and explained what we use it for and whatnot. There was a truck fire involving a hazardous material. Responded to that and, you know, took pictures and, you know, shared information with Danner and State OEM. Been in contact with the Watertown City Engineer on potential projects for the 2026 BRIC grant. That's Building Resilient Infrastructures and Communities grant. It's anticipated to be announced soon. They're kind of changing a little bit of the process on those grants, so just trying to stay up on that and lean forward on it. Completed services on all the search and rescue pickups, the jet skis, tech trailer, EM pickup, just making sure that those are still, you know, good to go. Had our quarterly monitoring visit with our regional coordinator. We had I don't know, about an hour meeting with Prairie Lakes Hospital staff, just talking contingency plans and you know, kind of what the plan is if they were to have to temporarily relocate. I was invited to do a presentation about emergency preparedness at the kid care babysitting class that went on at the extension. So got a little presentation and some trivia for them. It seemed to go over pretty well. We had our quarterly LEPC meeting. We had severe weather event where we had, you know, spotters out and, you know, some storm sirens or outdoor warning sirens that went out in some of our outlying communities. Kind of followed up with the weather service on that a little bit. Like we flew our search and rescue, went out and flew the drone north of Henry to like one of the spots where tornado allegedly was seen, but we didn't see any indication of it there. Weather service said there might have been, they said that there was some weak rotation in the area, just east of Henry. There was a law enforcement from Clark County who reported seeing something touchdown. They think it either was like just a brief touchdown or maybe a little dust natal where, you know, the leading edge of the storm, you know, kicks up some winds and there's just like a little spin up that, you know, that may have occurred there. But there's, you know, nothing else that was reported. Well, nothing else that was able to be any more conclusive than that. Yeah, visited a youth camp to explore shelter locations and inclement weather plans. Relayed info, Senate Bill 136 this year allocated $5 million for volunteer or for PPE for fire departments that have 70% or more, volunteers. So I made sure that that info was at our local departments, so they can potentially take opportunity or, take advantage of that opportunity. Other than that, Sherry printed IDs for election workers, attended Salvation Army board meetings, trying to make sure that we keep, relationships strong with, volunteer organizations that we may be working with on a rough day. So we're down to our final community contact list to update. That's June 30th, statutory requirement. So just one final community to update there. But yeah, other than that, SAR's been continuing to train. They've done, trailer backing and jet ski, some dive ops, drone, side scan over the last month. So pending your questions, that's all I have.
Busy month.
No question.
Yeah, we're a little bit of everything.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks, Sam.
Move on to item number 9. This is action to approve a permit to discharge fireworks. Commissioners, you do have that in your packet. The date is for July 11th. It's approximately 4 hours. Be a fireworks display out at 46345 166th Street here in Watertown. It'll start at 7:30, go till 11:30 p.m. The petitioner for this is Jared Burke. And he does have a Class B license for this type of firework, and has been signed off by the sheriff and the fire chief, and looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second it.
McElhaney and Schwer with the second. All in favor, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10 is discussion possible action to approve a quote for Surface Pro 11 keyboard and 2 monitors for the community service office.
Morning.
Good morning.
Do you have the quote?
You do.
All right, I'm just here on behalf of our office
Would you
to,
introduce yourself?
I'm sorry, Angie Collignon with Codington County Community Service Office. As you know, you approved the position for the pretrial, which has been hired and starts on July 1st. This is a request to purchase computer and 2 monitors based on the quote for that position.
Is this a budgeted item?
I believe it was,
Covered in the grant?
Saying.
Covered in the grant?
no, Public-
Community, I'm sorry.
Court of-
Court of attorneys.
Oh, okay, okay.
Move to approve.
Motion by Johnson to approve, second by Gable. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Go ahead and move it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 11 is action to authorize the chair to sign the Community Treatment Court MOU, which you also have in your packet.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I could elaborate a little.
Commissioner Gable?
Yeah, so this is, as you know, we used to be called the drug court, it's not called treatment court, so, I was the commissioner that attended a meeting, for this, I was online though, so I couldn't. Essentially, this is a new effort at the state level to kind of get all the treatment courts thinking as, the communities that host treatment courts to think as a community, so, so Tiffany, Barthel she's the current administrator for the treatment court program here in Codington County. So she hosted this meeting and involved circuit judge as well as our local presiding judge, Judge Means, and a number of the organizations involved and law enforcement and a couple of the organizations, particularly our community services office and Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars. And essentially, it's just talking about who does what within the treatment court process and kind of overall direction. So it's nothing I don't think it's from our perspective as county commissioners, we just want to be supportive because there's a number of county agencies involved, like our state's attorney and our sheriff,
and county and community services. So asking for the county commission to sign up, as far as specific things that we would do, you know, it's a UJS program, but we do want to be supportive of it. So
Move to approve.
I'll second, Commissioner Johnson's motion. So this is, we'd authorize you to sign.
Okay, we do have a motion by Commissioner Johnson to authorize the chair to sign this agreement, the MOU, and a second by Commissioner Gable. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I just want to point out that so the state's attorney's already signed it herself. And so if you're wondering, did she look at it? She signed it. And then as the state's attorney, and then our sheriff did as well. And Sarah Faust, our community services person, did as well.
This is, and Mr. Chair, this is nothing new. We had an agreement like this before,
Yeah.
correct?
I don't think we had it in this kind of format. This is something that UJS is asking for. It might be the going from the drug court to the treatment court, but since they've called it the treatment court. So, but as far as what they're doing, no, I don't really see a change in that. But it was really an interesting meeting to hear the judges and the particularly state's attorney and the judges talk about, you know, whether or not, you know, what situations warrant recommending somebody for treatment court as opposed to going to prison, you know, getting some. So those are all things, and this provides an alternative. You know, hopefully that people can avoid prison, get on with their lives. And so it's kind of, you know, from a layman's perspective, just some people wondering what treatment court is, it's kind of like a very involved, very hands-on kind of probation that involves not just a probation officer, but, you know, a judge, you know, members of the community. It's very, very targeted.
I would like to make a comment. This is one program that was a number of years ago, but it's a very, very good program. And I recall the day that this lady came up to me and she was in tears and thanking me because the drug court had actually saved her daughter. And when you get feedback from, you know, community people like that, that really makes you feel good about some of the stuff that we actually are involved in. And it's a very, very good program, helping people get back on track, basically what it is.
We do have a motion and a second. Any more comments? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12 is just a note that we will not be meeting on next Tuesday. That is June 30th due to previously adopted policy that says that we don't meet when there's 5 Tuesdays a month. So that would be the 5th Tuesday out of the month next week. So we will not meet next week. Number 13 is action to approve abatement applications. Do we have any of those today? Okay, so no abatement application. Approve claims for payment. I'm sure we do have some of those. We usually do here in the packet.
See, we got the 2 for the county jail.
Yeah.
So, Zach, what do we do? Okay, just these two. One for the Jaguar, one for the architect, correct? Zach, is that correct? Yeah.
So one is for
So.
Tegra in the amount of $20,853.75.
Yeah.
And then we have Architecture Inc. in the amount of $26,081 for a total of $47,224.16.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And an explanation is laid out in that as well. I don't see any other claims for payment in our packets here, commissioners, do you? Okay.
No.
All right, so let's move on to automatic budget supplements. I don't believe we have any unless you're aware of any. Okay. Action to approve personnel changes. Looks like we have quite a few of those in your packet. If you want to just kind of look through those, we'll have Zach put those in the minutes, so we don't have to go through each one of these.
Mr. Chair, It looks like we have a large group of the annual step raises.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And then the next group is the anniversary step increase. And there's several of those. And then the third group would be, we have 3 new hires.
Okay, we'll take all of these in one motion.
So move.
Motion by
Second.
McElhaney, second by Schwer. The names and the increases will be listed in the minutes. If you have any questions about those, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Action to approve travel requests. Zach, are you aware of any travel requests today? I didn't see any in the packet. By the way, we'd like to thank Zach for sitting in today. Brenda is absent, so doing a great job. Thank you. All right, no travel requests that I can see, so. Any public notices? A possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance at this week?
Yes, but there's a meeting with the South Dakota DOT. And I think you all have reference to that, the STIP meeting, and that'll be at First District on Friday. I don't know, I will be there if anyone else will attend. What happens at that meeting, the South Dakota DOT has a breakdown of all of the projects that they have scheduled for the next year or 2 or 3, or maybe up to 5 years. And it's always interesting when you know you've got roads being worked on, and when there's, you hear of roads that are going to be worked on, and if they actually have it on their schedule. And that's basically what we do at those meetings. But that will be on Friday at 10:30 at First District office.
Sounds good. Anything else, commissioners? See none.
Isn't there I got on my calendar, a stiff meeting for First District tomorrow?
That's it.
Oh,
It's not tomorrow
It's
though.
Friday.
Friday
Okay.
Yeah.
Somehow I got it on.
at 10:30 in the morning.
Might be the only one there.
Yeah.
Anything for old business? Move on to old business. Anything for old business? Anything for new, but yeah,
Just,
Commissioner.
Sure, just so people know that area A is going up as far as the retest panel, so. Sure to buy or online, so that's the main housing area for the jail.
Right. Anything for new business? Anything for open, public comments? Anything for open? Anything open for commissioner comments? I do have one thing. I've been requested along with Mayor Holeen from the city to attend a Corps of Engineers meeting up in Day County on June 30th. Corps will be discussing a plan for their chain of lakes up there, and the chairman up there has contacted me and the mayor and asked us to attend as well. So I will be attending that on June 30th at 1 p.m. up there. All right. Anything else? Seeing none, do we have a need to go into exec? We do for contracts and personnel. Do we anticipate any action to follow? All right, seeing none, we'll look for a motion to go into exec. McElhaney, second by Gable. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We